what's up? My name's Samuel Leeds. I'm a property investor. I've been investing in property now for 12 years. I've done over 300 property deals. And right now, on this video, I'm going to be answering your property investment questions. So any niggly property investment questions that you have around mortgages, tax, how to find deals, how to structure a deal, do me a favor, comment it below. Comment your property questions below on this video, and then I'm going to do my very best to answer your questions. Right now, we got Pabushi. I'm going to read Pabushi's question, but before I even do that, do me a big favor as well. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. I mean, how disappointing would it be if you ask a question below, and then I comment and I respond next week, but you don't see the video because you weren't subscribed. So subscribe, turn the bell on, and let's get to this. So Pabushi, how do you know when you're multi-let whether you need a license, e.g. selective, additional, or mandatory? Okay, so generally speaking, mandatory licensing for HMOs is when there's 5 or more people in the property. Some areas do have selective or additional licensing. So if a property has additional licensing, then that means that a HMO might need a license even if there's only 3 people in it. If there's selective licensing in an area, it might be that all buy-to-lets need a license. For instance, Wales, I think the whole of Wales, there's selective licensing. So I own properties in Wales, I've got to have a license just to rent the property out. So how do you find out the information? There's a very, very special website you can go to. I'll give you the website right now, so you might want to write this down. It's www.google, Google, okay? Literally a lot of stuff you can Google. You can't Google certain things because you're just going to be wrapped up in so much information. Like if you say, where's a good investment area? You know, Google's going to come up with all these silly blogs and articles written by teenagers. But if you want to know about whether an area has selective licensing, mandatory, additional, Google it. You should get the government website, the local council website that will come up and give you all the information that you need to know. Hope that's helpful. Next question. We got Paul Omatosi. Paul says, great content, Samuel. Keep it up. Do you think artificial intelligence will affect how we invest in buy-to-let in the future? Thanks. Will artificial intelligence, I think artificial intelligence is going to affect just about everything. It's going to affect, and for anyone that doesn't know what artificial intelligence is, it's basically like digital online systemization of things. I'm not an expert in artificial intelligence, I'm an expert in property, but in my opinion, people complain about artificial intelligence because they say it's going to make people redundant, it's going to lose jobs. But if people can be replaced by a system, a robot, a computer, in my opinion, that's only a good thing, because it means that even though it might be making someone's job redundant, it's also going to be making things easier and convenient. And it's going to be also opening up other opportunities. People generally don't like change. I like change. So I'm excited to see artificial intelligence make things better and quicker and systemized. In property, I mean, so far, the only things that I've really seen changing in property is it's just making things easier with tenants. You know, systems and things and checks. And so I don't think it's going to make property buy-to-let bad. I mean, geez, you're always going to need somewhere to live. No matter how many robots there are, geez, maybe I'll rent my house out to one of the robots and get double rent. I don't know. I'm not too concerned. I think it's an exciting thing. If I've got a property and I own bricks and mortar, someone has to live in that house. Artificial intelligence might make their payments to me slicker, simpler. You know, the checks, EPC checks, everything all systemized and automated, that's a good thing. But they're still going to need to pay rent, and that rent is going to go to me because I own the monopoly board, right? So that's generally my view and how I feel. Be interested in your thoughts and comments though. If you have any differing opinions, comment below because I'm still learning, okay? Bailey Parsons, thoughts on selling a property through express offers today? Express offers today, they're a little bit like We Buy Any Car, but for houses. They'll offer you a cheap offer. If you're desperate and you need the cash quick, maybe it's worth a look-see. However, if you're desperate, you need the money quick, I'd also suggest that you speak to Mr. Samuel Leeds. If you're prepared to sell your house for 75% market value, drop me a message. There's also, I don't know if you're talking about there's an estate agent as well called Express Estate Agency. I've bought through them many times. I've never sold my house through Express Offers today. I have bought through Express Estate Agency. They're pretty good. They'll market the property cheap, but they'll put offers over. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Declan Hume. What are the options for someone that is working on a 0-hour contract and wants to start investing into property? Great video, subbed. Thank you for subscribing, Declan. If you're on a 0-hour contract and you want to invest in property, it depends what you want to do. I mean, my advice probably wouldn't be massively different to you than anybody. If you're gonna try and get a mortgage and you're on 0 hours, you might even be surprised because brokers care more about the property than they care about you. So, 0-hour contract, I suggest you definitely need to get into property because you need some guaranteed income. Maybe start deal sourcing, get some money coming in, find an investment, joint venture on it. I don't think the fact that you're on 0 hours would mean that suddenly all my systems and techniques are different for you than for the next person. Richard J. Mitchell, love your videos. Thank you for all the time you spend with us. Quick question. I'm looking to buy a few buy-to-lets. I understand it's better in a limited company as you can deduct the mortgage costs. That is correct. But do you have to pay tax if you're making a small amount? Example, only one house might make £6,000 a year profit. Any tax on that small amount, or is there a minimum starting value before paying tax? Yeah, so Richard, I'm not an accountant, so I can't give tax advice, but I am experienced. And you won't pay tax on the first £11,000. I think it's £11,000. You'll pay no tax at all. And then thereafter, there'll be a sliding scale. If you're buying through a company, you want to pay yourself a dividend. So you want to pay yourself a salary of 11 grand. And then you won't pay tax on that. And then any more income that you want to take out, you're going to take out a dividend. And I think it's up to around £40,000, where you're only going to pay about 7.5% on your money. And then after that, when you start, getting bigger and bigger, the tax is the scale will slide. And that's why, there's a whole bunch of stuff I could say about tax and saving money on tax. But I hope that answers your question for now. Thanks so much. Richard Walsh. Hi Samuel, I purchased my residential home for £180,000 and spent £50,000 on it. And now the new value is £290,000. Boom shaka. So you made like £60,000 equity uplift profit. Very, very cool. I now want to refinance to set up a limited company and do BRR. The question is, will they limit the amount I can pull out as I'm a single person on an average salary? If you're living in the house, yes. If it's your residence, they are going to limit. They are going to limit how much they'll give you. I don't know what the exact ratio is, but because you're living in the property, if they lend you a load of money against the house, they're going to want to know how you're going to pay it back because you're going to have to pay it from your pocket. If the property is a buy-to-let property and you're renting it out, they care more about the affordability of the property based on the tenants and the rents, does the deal stack, than about you. However, speak to a mortgage broker and see what they say. Also, maybe it'd be worth selling the house. You bought it for 180, it's now worth 290. If you sell it, you won't pay any tax on that because you don't pay capital gains tax if you lived in the property, and then you can use the profits to then reinvest. The world is your oyster, my friend. Richard, keep up the good work. Hope that helps. Gonzala Z. Hi, is it possible to rent out a 3-bed flat, use 1 bedroom yourself and rent out the other 2 so you barely pay any rent? It's like house hacking but with rent. Would that be possible, or is it considered rent to rent and you need some type of contract? Thanks so much. Yeah, that is very possible indeed. In fact, people do this all the time. As long as you have permission from the landlord to do it and you're upfront, yes, you can do that. It's a very smart strategy where you can live rent-free. Very similar to rent, but you're living there yourself. It's actually really, really slick. So house hacking in real life, boom, shaka, go do it. Daniel Roberts, piano. Samuel, what time does the crash course start? I'm in Brazil, so I know it will be very early. I don't know. It depends on the time zone that you're in. UK time, it starts around about 9:30. And the crash courses are through the roof. Last time we ran a crash course, we had, I think it was about 22 countries represented. We had people from all over the world. It was an online virtual crash course live. People from America that were finding deals in their hometowns, in their states from America, using the principles. A lot of deals, a lot of money made. See you there. And even if it's in the middle of the night, it's worth it. Faster Freedom. Great one. I have done over 150 deals like this, and this is a great video. Oh, thank you so much. 150 deals? Dude, you need to be on Winners on a Wednesday or something. Great to see so many people actually doing deals in the comments. I'm pumped. Delashan Anthony Paul. Hi, Samuel. Do you think £2,000 is enough for you to get your first rent-to-rent deal? I would say yes. I would say that it is. Rent to rents, when you're negotiating rent to rents with the landlord, you're going to try and put down as little money as possible. If you find a property that's already furnished and you can negotiate to not pay a deposit, because you can say to the landlord, look, I'm going to be giving you a guaranteed rent. I'm going to be taking deposit off the tenants. So you can agree no deposit and some upfront a rent-free period for the first few weeks. I mean, that's probably pushing it a little bit, but potentially you could put down next to nothing. So I think £2,000, generally speaking, is about minimum that you're going to need. It also depends on where you are in the country. But yeah, I think that's enough to probably get you started. All right, last one. Tyrone Saxton. What's happening, bro? Good to see you in the comments again. He says, hi, Samuel. What areas have you been in or purchased a property in Northampton? Do you know the area well? Be good to meet you one day. I got your book for Christmas as a present and really enjoyed it. Read it in 4 days. When I eventually meet you, I'll have a heart attack with shock. Peace out. Hey, Tyrone, appreciate you, man. Northampton. I don't know Northampton super well. I don't live a million miles away from Northampton. I live in Buckinghamshire. A lot of my students are doing deals in and around Northampton area, though. Corby, I think that's Northamptonshire. I know Alistair has got a property deal that he's doing at the moment in Bedford, which is working really well. Juicy deal. So I think Northampton's a great area. I know you've got at least one HMO I'm aware of in Northampton. So I think it's a good area. I reckon you should make Northampton your patch. You should dominate Northampton. Make Northampton into your little bitch. That's what I reckon. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed this Q&A Sunday. If you did, smash the like button. Drop your questions and comments below in the comment box. I'll be answering more questions next Sunday. Subscribe, and I'll see you real soon. Peace out.